Usually, when we think of a country developing, we picture, massive skyscrapers, booming industries, and just a whole lot of money. But I want you to rethink that for a second. What if progress is actually something entirely different? Think about it. Is a richer country automatically a better country? We have this deeply ingrained myth that national wealth just naturally equals human happiness and success. But in today's explainer, we're going to completely break down the actual mechanics of progress to see what real development truly looks like. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our agenda. First, the true meaning of development. Second, income and its limitations. Third, measuring real human development. And fourth, sustainability in our future. Starting with Section 1, the true meaning of development. To really understand this, we first have to break the illusion that there's just one uniform finish line that every single person and country is running toward. Fundamentally, development is an improvement in the quality of life and well-being. Did you notice what word is totally missing there? Money. It's an inherently holistic concept. It's about the overall human experience, not just, inflating a nation's GDP or raising bank account balances. And because it's about the human experience, progress is messy. It's highly subjective. A farmer might dream of better crop prices, while a factory worker just desperately wants higher wages. A student is looking for educational opportunities, and a business person is hyper-focused on profit. But beneath those specific goals, we universally seek things you literally can't put a price tag on: freedom, security, respect, good health, and equal treatment. But here's the catch, and you've probably seen this happen in real life. What is beneficial for one person might actually harm another. Think about it. A business person trying to maximize profit might do so by paying lower wages, which actively hurts the worker. Or, say, a brand new dam that provides power to a city might end up flooding a local farmer's land. Progress has conflict built right into its DNA. Which brings us to Section 2, income and its limitations. Because human development is so subjective, economists historically needed a simple, universal way to measure it. So they settled on something everyone understands, but that's deeply flawed: cash.
For instance, the World Bank loves a neat spreadsheet. They classify the globe strictly based on income: high income, middle income, and low income countries. It's neat, it's tidy, and honestly, it completely misses the point.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the specific metric they use. It's per capita income, which is just the total national income divided by the total population. But this simple mathematical average dangerously masks reality. It tells you average wealth, sure, but absolutely nothing about how that wealth is distributed. I mean, a single billionaire can make a town of impoverished people look incredibly wealthy on paper. This forces us to draw a really hard line between economic growth and economic development. Growth is super narrow. It's just a bump in GDP and income. But development, that's broad. It focuses on the actual quality of a human life, including health, education, and equality. Growth is merely about money. True development is about the human condition. Relying just on per capita income essentially puts a blindfold on us. It completely ignores pollution, education, and equality. Actually, think about this. Two countries could have the exact same wealth on paper, but one has clean air and great schools, while the other is choking on smog with massive systemic inequality. Money alone just doesn't tell the whole story. Let's move to Section 3 and see how this builds: measuring real human development. If money is such a flawed metric, how do we measure what actually matters? Well, we have to pivot away from strictly economic metrics. Enter the Human Development Index, or HDI. Linked to the United Nations Development Program, this is the vital solution to our income problem. It emphasizes that real development means tangible, measurable improvements in daily human life, not just abstract economic growth. The HDI breaks human development down into 3 equal components. Income is still there because, let's be real, money obviously matters, but now it's just one piece of a much larger pie. It carries the exact same weight as health and education. When you look at data comparing different states in India, the limitations of money become glaringly obvious. You would totally expect a richer state to win in every single category, right? Yet, the data shows actual instances where a lower-income state actively outranks a much richer state in literacy rates and essential health outcomes. So, the crucial point is a richer state is simply not always better in all areas. Money does not guarantee a healthier, more educated society. You can boast a high GDP, but if your people can't read or get access to basic medicine, your society is fundamentally broken. This is exactly why tracking things like the infant mortality rate, which is the number of children dying before age 1 per 1,000 live births, is so critical. A lower rate proves a healthcare system actually works. Similarly, high literacy rates tell us the population is educated, which directly unlocks better employment, social awareness, and productivity. Ultimately, these outcomes rely heavily on strong public facilities, things like schools, hospitals, clean water, electricity, and transport. Even if personal bank accounts are low, people can live substantially richer, better lives if these core community hubs are strong and accessible to everyone.
Which brings us to our final part, Section 4, Sustainability and Our Future. We've talked about health, wealth, and education. But honestly, what good is any of this development if it systematically destroys tomorrow?
Sustainable development means meeting present needs without harming future generations. And listen, this isn't just some corporate environmental buzzword. It is the absolute, non-negotiable requirement for any true long-term progress.
Let's walk through a super tangible example, groundwater depletion. Step 1, we aggressively overuse water today for rapid agricultural and industrial growth. Step 2, that inevitably causes water levels to plummet. The results? Step 3, massive catastrophic shortages tomorrow. We get rich today, but our children are left dying of thirst.
And this brilliantly illustrates a key point. Economic growth without conservation is dangerous. Ignoring sustainability doesn't just mean, losing a few trees. It directly leads to severe pollution, resource wars, and climate problems that actively threaten our very existence. So I'll leave you with one final provocative question. As we chase progress, are we building a wealthy society or a livable one? True development isn't a bank balance. It's health, education, equality, and ensuring the progress we make today doesn't steal tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep asking the big questions.